Of her ex.
Ask the clubs, bad boy, that's what's up.
Hip-hop self-proclaimed bad boy Sean Combs.
How is Mr. Combs feeling?
Upbeat. I think, obviously this is a huge deal, and so he's just ready to have his side told.
Federal prosecutors wasting no time pulling back the curtain on what they say Ventura's life with Combs was really like, playing multiple versions of 2016 hotel security camera footage of Combs grabbing Ventura from behind, throwing her to the floor, stomping on her, and dragging her off. The first witness, LAPD officer Israel Flores, was working security at the hotel when he says he responded to calls of a woman in distress. He said Cassie had a purple eye, and Combs offered him a sack full of money, telling me to take care of it. I just don't want people to find out. He didn't accept. Prosecutors said the beating is what happened when Ventura tried to escape a marathon sex performance with a male prostitute Combs called a freak-off. Defense attorneys conceded what's depicted on video is dehumanizing and violent and terrible, but they argued it's evidence of jealousy, not sex trafficking. A male escort who said he was paid thousands of dollars to have sex with Ventura while Combs watched testified that he saw Combs on another occasion get violent, hurling a bottle at her head and dragging her into a bedroom. He told the jury he did not intervene because this was someone with unlimited power, and chances are that even if I did go to the police, that I might still end up losing my life.
Urban Artificial Intelligence Strategic Thinking Media Platform. The Diddy trial recently started, man, and it's getting a lot of attention, as we all knew, as we assumed it would. It's causing a lot of conversation for a couple of reasons. We getting a lot of information. We getting some details that we kind of knew before, but to hear the details coming from the people that was actually involved is kind of crazy, man, and it's creating some kind of weird visuals, all right? And people are having a lot of somewhat important, talks about what's going on with this being a strategic thinking media platform. I want to highlight one of the conversations that I'm seeing. All right, we starting to get more information and more details, as I said. What we also getting to see is Diddy's team's defense. This was important, and this was something that a lot of people was talking about and a lot of people was wondering about. What angle was Diddy's defense gonna take? Because there's so many different charges, all right? And it's a lot of different angles that the prosecution can attack. So what angle was Diddy's team going to take? And we kind of see that, the angle that they're taking. And this is what's causing a lot of conversation. I want y'all to get in the comments and let me know. Diddy's team is basically saying, in a nutshell, this was just a toxic relationship, all right? After the first day, that's what I'm getting from the defense. That's the angle that they're going to try to play. He's not a sex trafficker. He's not a drug dealer. He doesn't rape women. All right. He was too rough with Cassie a couple of times. He was a little bit too aggressive. He did physically abuse her, but they physically abused each other, and they did love each other. It was just a toxic relationship. That's Diddy's defense. All right. Get in the comments and let me know, because I'm going to be real. I'm seeing a lot more people agree with this narrative than what I thought. Am I saying Diddy is not going to jail? I don't know. Am I saying I agree with the things that Diddy did? No, it's a lot of things that he did that I don't agree with. And there's some things about him that's just weird as far as his bedroom preferences, watching people get pissed on and things like that. That's his personal preference. That's not illegal. If you like to see people get pissed on, that's not illegal. But the sexual assault, the rape, and, if you forcing somebody to get pissed on, that's a problem. If you just watching somebody get pissed on and you enjoying it, they enjoying it, the person that's pissing is enjoying it, that's okay. But if you making a nigga pee on the bitch, the nigga that's peeing is not enjoying it, the person that's getting pissed on is not enjoying it, you just enjoying it, all right, there's something wrong there, all right? They got to investigate that. But I want y'all to get in the comments, where is the line drawn? All right, DJ Academics had a very interesting conversation, a very interesting breakdown about how the prosecution is already setting up the picture to make it seem like when y'all see these Freakoff videos, which they're coming, some graphic videos is coming. When we see the Freakoff videos, we're going to see a lot of smiling, all right? We're going to see some of the people who are claiming to be victims. It's going to look like they're having fun. But the prosecution already set it up to say they're not enjoying this, all right? All these people, the sex workers, Cassie, the other people who you gonna see involved in the freak-offs, the other little girl, Gina, when y'all see them being happy, smiling, enjoying themselves, they're being forced to do this. All right, they being forced. They not happy. That statement let me know it's gonna be some freaky ass video that's on the way. And just a side note, Young Miami, you never gonna beat those golden shower piss allegations now. After we know for a fact this is something that Diddy is into, you said that you liked it, then you tried to double back and say, nah, you was trolling. Even if you were trolling Young Miami, I don't know if you like to get pissed on or not, but nobody's gonna believe that you don't like it. Everybody, I'm pretty sure, feels like Diddy made you like it. Even if you didn't like it or not, you probably got pissed on at some point in your relationship with Diddy. You probably should have just kept that information to yourself. But because you divulged it, and years later, we're getting confirmation that a woman who he was in love with and was in a long-term relationship, he was making people piss on her. So y'all only dated for a couple of years. It's safe to assume you got pissed on. I don't know if you got pissed on or not, but I know you probably won't beat those allegations. Back to the original question. Where is the line between a toxic relationship and abuse, sexual assault, rape, all of those things? Obviously, it's not a thin line. All right. They're both bad, but one is illegal. Okay. It's technically not illegal to have a toxic relationship. You can have a toxic relationship with somebody and never break the law and never do anything illegal. Obviously, the other things that I named are illegal. Where is the line drawn here? Do y'all think Diddy's defense is going to be able to get this off? It was a couple of sex workers who got on the stand and who were questioned. They basically said Diddy would arrange for other sex workers, prostitutes. He would pay them to have sex with Cassie. He would sit in the corner with a towel or bandana over his face and a hat on, and I guess he would watch him masturbate. All right, that's crazy. That's crazy. But hey, that's his thing. That's not illegal. Okay, that's not illegal. Is it weird? Yeah, but that's not illegal. All right. But allegedly, these people were being forced to do this. It wasn't something that they were all just happy about doing. Apparently, they had to be force-fed drugs to do it. Diddy would make them, do certain role-playing scenarios that if they wasn't right, or I guess if they didn't get his dick hard, they would have to start over or do something else. When you got a lot of money and when you got a lot of power, this is kind of not surprising, all right? I heard it's going to be much more graphic things, released later on. I even heard it's going to be other celebrities' names released later on. This is crazy. I'm not sure if that's true, but what do y'all think? Do y'all think this was a toxic relationship? Diddy's defense also, whenever they talked about Cassie, they said 11-year relationship. They kept saying 11-year relationship, 11-year relationship. So they're trying to get the viewing public, but more importantly, the jury to understand, hey, this was an 11-year relationship. This lady was with him for 11 years. She could have left. They even said Diddy was extremely jealous and physical with Cassie, but they said Cassie was extremely jealous and physical with Diddy. They said Cassie was jealous of Gina. Cassie was jealous of the relationship Diddy had with the mother of his children. They said Cassie hit Diddy before. And Diddy's defense is basically making it seem like, they both used to be beating up on each other. Yes, y'all got a video recording of Diddy beating Cassie ass, but she used to be punching this nigga too. She done threw shit at this nigga. She done punched this nigga. She done scratched this nigga. Y'all just seen the video of Diddy doing it. This was the type of relationship that they had. They had a very violent, toxic relationship. And the defense is trying to make it seem like if you say Diddy did something wrong, or if you send Diddy to jail, if you find him guilty, you basically punishing him for being in a toxic relationship. Y'all get in the comments, let me know what y'all think. Is that a good defense? They also spoke about the baby oil. A lot of baby oil was involved. And I don't know if Diddy was trying to create some type of porn. Obviously, he was, because he recorded all these, some type of porn ambiance with all the baby oil. But my question is, why did Cassie have some of these tapes? Was this premeditated by Cassie? Did she know in the back of her mind, this is wrong, I'm gonna be able to use this against him? Or Was she willingly going along with it, and she just happened to get the tapes, and she said, "You know what? I see a come up. I see a come up. I can lie and say that." It wasn't something that was consensual. He forced me to do it. He has more money. He has more power. He got more fame. He forced me to do it. I don't know either way. This is a strategic thinking media platform, and we're discussing a strategic thinking situation. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's the truth. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty, but I want y'all to let me know, is the toxic relationship angle going to work? And do y'all think Diddy and Cassie had a toxic relationship? Or was Diddy just a crazed, psycho, sexual, baby oil obsessed freak? Y'all get in the comments to let me know, man. Urban Artificial Intelligence, strategic thinking media platform. I'm going to see y'all on the next episode. Peace.